You gonna be the daddy? Hey, man.
Whichever one side you want.
The architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. They were signing a promissory note. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. So we've come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice.
Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Yeah, yeah, freedom. Where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. Tryna rain on the thunder. Tell the storm I'm new. I'm a march on the regular. Painted white, plays blue. Lord, forgive me, I've been running blind and true. Tryna rain on the fiddle. Tell the tip of you. I'm telling these tears go far away, far away. Oh, may the last one burn into the flame.
Hey,
Freedom, I can't move.
man, I tell you, man, I don't know, man, oh man, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Y'all all right? Good. If not, let's get better. This is your man Jazz, man, with another episode of the New Legacy Podcast Show. I got a special show lined up for you today. I got my brother from another mother, Brother Albri Jones, the educator of the year. That's my title for him, man. I was talking about this brother teaches nothing but life in to develop the children. We're gonna talk about that, brother, in just a few more months. But I want to talk about our membership here at the Black Heritage Library and Multicultural Center. Oh, we got a membership benefit package for you guys that you can definitely give a call and find out all those benefits. You can call the number 419-423-4954 for more membership information. Mr. Christopher Caldwell is spearheading that campaign. Make sure you get as much information as you can because membership does have its benefits. All right, but let's get to the show, man. Let's get. This brother, I met this brother. We was out at the brew, having a good time, enjoying ourselves, and the instant connection. We started dancing and we started rocking the house, and everything. The rest is history. And this is, a chance and opportunity now to, like I said, we're building something so special, and I wanted to make sure I add this branch, this branch to our tree. Brother Albri, how you feeling, baby?
Feeling good, baby. How you doing, Jazz?
I'm good, man.
Glad to be here, man.
I'm glad to have you here. Man, what's been going on? Tell me something good.
Man. No, man, life, learning, discerning, and trying to get a burning.
Hey, come on. Come
on
with it. So as I tell all my guests on the show, all we do is have casual conversations, looking at the past. How we're gonna work in the present to build for the future.
Yeah.
And like I said, some of the things that you got going on, I think would be definitely beneficial to some of the things that we got going on here at the center and with the New Legacy Group as a whole. So, man, let's talk.
Oh, thank you.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Tell me a little bit more about who Mr. Albri Dion Jones is.
I got you. All right. So, again, my name is Albri Dion Jones. I'm an educator at Imaginative Beginnings, Child Care Development Center. And
where's that located?
That is located in Maumee. There's 3 locations, though. I started at the very first one was at Angie's Angels. And so Angie's Angels started it all, worked there. Then her daughter took over. And so once her daughter took over, they opened up Imaginative Beginnings. That was their spinoff on her mom's legacy. And they opened first in Northwood, and then they just purchased the building. I believe it was last year in Maumee.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah, man.
So what is your title there? What do you teach? What
We
is-
teach educator.
Okay.
So yes.
Now, as a male teacher, I mean, I know when I was coming up having a male teacher, it was definitely far and few in between. But as a male teacher, it was something about not just teaching the lesson plan.
Right.
It was not being like that, pretty much like a father figure or a coach in some ways. Do you feel that is?
Oh, definitely. I believe my lesson plan is like out the window for the most of the learning. More so, just being a male teacher. Number one, they do gravitate towards you, and they want to hear what you have to say. And so, me understanding that, I know that their foundation is important. And given the times that we live in, they get a lot of instant gratification of things. And so where I come in is to teach them, about themselves and how to present yourselves in different areas. And, people may not always look at you the same, but it's how you play your game. And respectfully, I would say how you treat others is how you treat yourself. And how you treat yourself is how you treat others. And how you talk about others is what you allow others to talk about. And how you let others talk about you is how you let everybody else talk about you.
Right.
So most definitely, just teaching them how to really appreciate life and appreciate who they are most importantly, and be creative. Learn your creative flow. Bruce Lee. Learn your creative flow. Then connect with people and learn where you can contribute at and communicate that and build a strong community around that.
Right.
So yeah, definitely teaching kids how to value yourself and your legacy, your family is most important. Most definitely.
Beautiful. So, what is one lesson that you think is the main key core to your, to what you are as a person, as a man, that you pass on each day? Because I know you got daughters at this.
Yes.
So,
yes.
as a male, that one thing that you want to pass on to make sure that your kids or kids that you're coaching or mentoring, you want them to know.
I would say, and they would probably say, is that just allowing them to be themselves and be free to express that. And, we all don't have the answers. Like, I learned that. Like, I'm thinking, like, I got answers, but, I'm always, somebody will come around and humble me. And so, as children, we move in a way that we're curious about life and we want to extend, and we don't know the dangers and we don't know the consequences of things that we choose to do. And as parents, we're always there trying to shelter our children, cover them. And honestly, without the experience or someone's experience and shared stories, it's easy to fall into anything. But most importantly is just them having trust in their parents that they can come and we can figure it out together. And so, but never lose sight of yourself, because sometimes you might be right and somebody else might be wrong, but because they have a certain type of label, authority, or something that is above you doesn't mean that you're necessarily wrong. So trying to teach them how to articulate it in a way that's more mannered or gets people to guess or question, I think that's most important. And my children have done very well with that. Very well.
So, as an educator, I'm pretty sure you're abreast to how some other countries, develop it, not just teach, but develop the social skills, the life skills. And like I said, in the U.S., it's predominantly women who dominate the industry of teaching or education. But as a male, does that development of the social skills, all those skills, are those important key values to you as a male teacher?
Oh yeah, definitely. Social is the most important. Survival, being able to communicate, and again, articulate yourself. That was one of the troubles I had. Like, I was an introvert, and I could get down to work.
Mm-hmm.
I could put it into action, but people were asking me questions like, "How do you do it?" And I'll just do it. Like, but they want more from you. They want you to be able to communicate that, because some things that you should be able to communicate, because they can't communicate right. Your experience, your ideas and things. So for me, social, teaching children like, hey, between when you talk to a woman, it's going to be different when you talk to a man. When right. You're out with your group of friends, it's going to be different when you out with the group of the church people.
Right, exactly.
When you in law, speak law. When you in school, speak right. School. So certain things of that matter, and getting an understanding. Again, I failed in these places, but it taught me, and I humbled myself, and I was willing to learn to understand.
Not understand and be able now to give that same advice and wisdom and pass it on.
Yes.
It's like the cycle of life.
Yes. And, often you got to put kids in a place to fail, like to really fail, but with supervision.
Right.
So one example I'll use is when I coach AAU basketball. And, these kids come in, big headed, they're feeling good about themselves. The basketball.
Jordan, now you got to make sure they put that best player, that one player that gonna knock them out the box. Or you got to do it themselves. To let them know you ain't all that in the bag of chips. You got to be playing. Now you good. Yeah, all right. But to be the best, you got to beat the best,
Exactly. You got to contest with the best, thinking you better than the rest. And
you come on now. Come on,
true.
My father told me the same way, man. You think you hot, man? There's somebody bigger and better on that field than you.
Right.
But if hold on, you ready to go face him, but you ain't prepared to take that long. You ready to go out there and play the game. You got your helmet and everything, but you ain't prepared. You don't know what strategies you gonna use. You don't know what kind of hold on. He already got his game plan going.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't put one. You ready, but you ain't been coached. You ain't been prepared. See, that's what I'm saying. So it's a blessing to see.
Yeah.
A black male teacher. Because when I was in school, when I came in high school, we had Mr. Sheldon Brown and a couple of other brothers who came under the Jim Brown American program, and this, that was one of the outside. We ain't talking about ABCs and 1, 2, 3. We talking about life, brother.
Yes.
And because once you get out these doors, either you're gonna go get you a job, go to school, or you're gonna choose a color, so you're gonna or go back up in the system. Which one you want?
Correct.
So now you're giving them choices.
Yes.
And what choices do you think you provide them? I know I'm not going to pause. Come on. Give me a few.
It comes with who they are. It comes with understanding your gift and your talents, and letting that carry you in. What is the service you wish to provide? We often focus on competition versus contribution and collaboration.
Wow.
And so for me, it's like, no, everybody has a talent and a gift that can be used. And if you can find out how to service it, things that I've learned from my mentors, if you can find a way to service it, you will attract what you need to attract. And so with it at such a young age, these kids, they're still going to college trying to figure out who am I? Because we're taught, we got so much society. We have so many cultures like in America, this is a great melting pot of cultures. So there's so many traditions. There's so much, and back then you had your little small community. You hung out. It was easy,
right?
But now you have like, the phone. I don't have it.
Right, man.
Instant gratification,
and there's no. Back in the day, we used to have to go. What I call it, go deep. Mm-hmm. But we used to have to sit on that phone with the wire and pick up the heels, and and find out and actually have conversation. Had to go out there and actually play with the neighbors and find out who the kids were next door. Yes. Man, nowadays you don't know if the Unabomber living next to you. So you don't know if they're building bombs next. You watching the news, Lord. The whole darn city that blew up, and Johnny next door with the corporate. So
definitely. Just to hit on that, my children's mother, she grew up in a small country town, and New Regal, they're known for the ribs. So but I have ribs. Okay. But they're known for the ribs, the cafe. But it's predominantly Caucasian,
right? And
so her and I coming from two different worlds. I grew up town / city. That's what they can say. City. I'm like, this ain't no city. Ain't no skyline here.
No, right.
But whatever. For a country with one light, I can see why you call it a city. You got one light. And that light's only there because of the cafe.
What? You're in 5 minutes, one time, 3 minutes. You walk.
Not even that. Not even that. If you go to speed limit, you out there in 25 seconds. But no. I'll go in, and there's things as Black, Hispanic man that you understand that they may not understand all the way completely. And so for me, I got to show myself approved, because most of the time we get it wrong. And I'll say this, and I learned this in psychology, was that, your lower self, your reptilian part of the brain, as they say, is looking for survival. So when you go into a new environment, or something outside your environment is introduced to you, you can't help it. It's in your DNA makeup. Years of survival, thousands and thousands before you even existed. Going in, these people are checking me out.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we think it's about, color of the skin, it's this and that. It's deeper.
It's deeper. It's definitely deeper.
And what I say is, if you build a legacy, you build up your community, you put everything in place, all your little Legos look nice. Mm-hmm. And somebody else come in like, yo, I don't like the way your Legos look. Right, come on. Right.
Come on, tell me. Go ahead.
But they like, oh, hold up, though. You just ain't going to come in
here and tell me my Legos look, but you don't see this. You just don't. Is this all right to you? Okay, if it's all right to you, I'm gonna let yours be. I'm gonna build my Legos a little bit.
So yeah. So they want to understand: are you a tourist? Are you coming here passing through? Are you going to overstay your welcome? But your overstay welcome is not where you're producing anything, and you're not adding to.
Right.
So I got a quick understanding of that, and I had to go through some tough things. Like racism was there, and you can't blame the people if that's what they know, and that's what they always know. They, and what I come to figure out is I could, fight against it, or I can give them an understanding. And so,
now.
Go ahead, brother. Yes. Go ahead.
Do they want the understanding? It's people that want to understand.
Right.
Do they want to understand?
So I'm a transition, and actually it was a brother that gave me this, and he was from the streets. He was a gangster, and he said, if you ever want to change or help change the community, and the community invites you, he said, start working at where their children are, and treat their children, because how they see you treat their children, their children will.
And that's and that's the best part. And that's the best way to put it, because service. Think about being a waiter. As a person who can wait a table with a two in my day, or maybe today or yesterday, last night. I go for the children, because if I can put the smile on the children's face, or that child's face, that parent is going to automatically transfer to the parent. Automatic. I'm telling you, if that child is smiling and laughing, you can be a stranger and you play peekaboo with the kid, and they over there laughing, and they look at the baby and she laugh. When she laugh, okay, it's a whole beautiful thing. So that's where it's at.
Changes the dynamics
of everything.
of everything. And so where I've trudged through a lot of how do I want to say this, challenges, and it wasn't always easy. It wasn't. There's times I had to hold my tongue where I wanted to express how I truly felt, but I had to let my thought process kick in and say,
we gotta remember, we can get hood too. It's a little bit, we gotta balance that. But and it's all about the diplomacy into it, and that's also, like you said, thinking first. Let me think how I want to present this, because again, that understanding. Because now I can go to Cleveland and say things in certain ways, and people understand it universally.
yes.
I come out here, I say something, they say, what did he say?
Talking Ebonics, Sonic.
Right, he's Sonic. Get him out of here fast, quick, get out.
No.
But I experienced that same thing coming here, and doing some of the same things I'm doing now, and from Cleveland with 78% population is black, and now you're coming to now where you're the minority and the majority, and people that didn't understand. Like, let's just say, for instance, we had the open mic session here.
Yeah.
And we didn't. I'd never seen the Japanese K-pop dance, right? And so it had me raising my eyebrow at first. But once I had the conversation with the performers, now I understand this is a part of their culture. So when I first moved here, I don't think they understood that how music and dance is a part of our culture.
Yes.
So so one day they're so quiet. It's a beautiful thing to have quiet peace. You can get up at 3:00 in the morning and go take you a walk. So I take my little radio out, and every now and again, you'll get that song. I'm by myself. It's silent. I get the dancing, having a good time. People out their window. Oh my God! You acting up. What's wrong with you?
No, yes.
Grabbing the kids on the sidewalk.
Yes. Man.
I ain't hurt nobody.
Right.
This is just me showing my joy.
Yes.
This is me showing my happiness. This is me having a good time, not about being able to now have peace.
Right. And it's unfortunate we've come to that. And one of my mentors from Detroit, and he taught me the difference between privacy and public,
mm-hmm.
and how we express things in privacy and public because of those different things. And where you go in those different culture settings where it's like, hey, we don't know that. That's a different type of language. Because language is not always communication. It's body language.
Body language, 80%.
It's body language.
Right?
The first thing that you learn is body language. Feeling. When you're developing in your mother's womb, that's feeling. And then everything else falls into place. So knowing feels, knowing how that goes through, okay, now I'm in the feels, how do I want to act about how I feel? And then is it bringing the right communication or expression that I wish to communicate? And is it the right vision in which I see like these things coming up? And then is it known? Is it understood? And so you go back And you always got to center yourself, as they say. Do I care about this? And do I love this feeling? Do I love this action? Do I love what I'm expressing? And is the knowledge or understanding uh, uh, my truth? My truth. Again, going back, it's like, hey, no, like, y'all remember the dances. Y'all remember the times to go out and just let every care in the world just go. You fall on a different beat on the lyrics of a song and it made you feel some type of way and you could just dance it out. And you know, now in the clubs it's always and they're like, why did you slow it down at the end? Bring in some R&B, bring in some slow jams.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, remember back in the day when we used to go out to dances, they had to, get an hour set of reggae, 30 minutes of reggae, just a slow day, t-shirts and the pants on and everything. Then you go and tear the club up for a minute. Then you go ahead and the DJ, if he had shit, he didn't know how to, know how to play a song to disperse the crowd for me. Get your little break in.
Yeah.
Now it's just like you got this side versus this side, that side versus this side, one song como. It's an all fall, and that you get nervous about going out.
Yeah,
because you never know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
I lost a couple of buddies who at the club and just had a small altercation. Maybe even got into a fight, maybe even lost the fight, maybe even whatever happened.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden you got gun violence.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So so you're trying to protect yourself, as I say, asset management. But does it stop you from still trying to teach?
Right. So being very conscientious, and that's something that I try to teach and instill in these children is like you are just the one domino that affects everything. And I ask questions like, who's behind you? Who's your guardians? Who's your covering? And so they're like, my mom and dad. Okay, how would that affect them? And then you got to give them some real life scenarios because we look at certain things, and this is, I usually take people off. I'm very debate. I'm debater, right? But we see when you talk about the bombings, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about school shootings, and some of these kids get bullied but nobody does anything.
And I just said that.
Now, what happens is these kids get bullied and they're pushed to an edge. And usually they don't harm anybody. They're usually to themselves. So what happens is they're screaming for help. Nobody helps.
Nobody hears them. Nobody's looking.
So then they get wrapped up. Now what happens then is, all right, we're going to take it into our own hands. But we can't communicate the way we already try to communicate. So I'm going to have to take it my way in a different way. Now, what happens now, these kids go into the school, boom, lose their lives, boom. The ripple effect of that, it impacts their family because people are like, Lord, you raised monsters and you did this. But it never goes back to what did you do when you knew and you see and you actually see, because we went to school and we saw this. And I definitely took it in.
Come on.
But that's the thing, and I
think the trench coat would have raised a couple eyebrows.
That ain't Seth.
It's just a certain thing that we alert of. That we kind of wait a minute, red flag. For us. Because we done seen so much. We done seen the wolf come with the sheep clothes on. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see that, but we didn't fail for the banana in the tailpipe a couple times.
Yes.
So we got kind of more aware. So we got again that trust come up again.
Yes.
And then going back to that bullying, they crying out for that help, and we don't see that.
Right.
And then sometimes even the educators sometimes who may be stressed out.
Yes.
They even add and add to that.
Yes. And I equate that because you get burnt out. If you're not a community, and we actually developed this at Atkinson Elementary, which made us prosper and go far above and beyond, where we built a community. We had basically every month we had one day where we would split the classes up, and it'll be the fifth graders would go and they would pick each person and we would group up with a teacher or a staff member. And it was, we are family. We'll be playing over the loudspeaker. And then you would get that opportunity to foster a relationship with them, a more deeper understanding, but doing cool things. And so the beauty of that and understanding, like when you actually cover one another, you have someone to lean on and you really start listening and pay attention, like, yo, these teachers are burnt out. And you can give it to the students because I was mentoring this one student. It was like, man, teacher don't like me and da-da-da. And then I was like, what have you done for the teacher? And it's not to be like, you don't have to do anything, really. But I just want you to understand, does that teacher have any kids? Do you know about that teacher outside of this? Because when you're in a community, a small community like New Rico, they know everybody. Right. So you know you have these relationships that build a strong community. Yeah. Like, watch my house. Right. I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks. House be 9 miles down the road. He's like, I got the scope. Nope, I got the scope. Man. But you know, and that being there gave me a more sense of a stronger understanding of tribes in our community and how those things were important. So you can actually get an understanding. So developing this tribe-like mentality, getting to the nitty-gritty, like, no. And I would be honest, brutally honest with the kids. I had to stop lying to them for real. Because I would say to children, I'd be like, yo, I'll be there for you. I'll always be here for you. What happens though when they come and they need you and you can't be there? Because I was commuting. I lived an hour away. I got my own family I got to take care of. I got my own things. And that's another part. Like when you got to go back to another community, you can't invest as much as you want to in this community. Unless this community going, invest in me to come through the community and make a movement. Come on. But, and there's some translation between that. But that's what I'm saying. So I had to be honest with the kids and actually made me look and think differently. These kids actually made me think differently. Because the truth that these children, I just watch and they just so honest, like, I don't like you right now. And like, it's not a forever, you're not my friend. Right. You just heard me. They was trying to set boundaries and little things. You're like, no, that's your friend. You try to teach them how to share. You try to teach them how to, and no, that's not the truth. Hey, it's all right. Right now, no, take that time out, breathe. You just in your feelings. You're going to be friends with them. You're going to see them.
Now you're teaching life.
I'm teaching life. Hey, no, you just need a walk. Hey, this kid's acting up in the game. I'm gonna have to pull you from the game. Why? Because I don't want it to fall on you where they're picking on you, and I don't want you to be upset. What I want you to do is take a time. Maybe you don't know the game. Once you understand the game or you know the rules, you know how to act, then that's when you go back in. When you say and show yourself approved. Show yourself approved. And so different things, and man, those different things and molding that and teaching that community, and you got to be in it with them. It's like, look, this is life. And something that they taught us, go back what I was saying, they said take 3 things. You're going to take 3 things. And we had to write it out on a piece of paper. It was at one of my trainings. And it was like the first thing, think about what you love to do. Second thing, person that you love or people that you love. And third thing, what you know that nobody else knows or something that you only got, a gift or anything. First thing, look at it, think about how it makes you feel. And you go through, right? Take that, ball it up, throw it in the trash. Second thing, the person or people you love. Think about them. They make you feel, what's it? Ball it up, throw it in the trash. Now at this point, they're like, what? All the love, throw them in the trash. It's like, what are you left with? Because at any time, these things can be taken away from you. Come on. Hey, so what do you have? Do you have the mindset that gives you the skill set to develop a tool set to become an asset? Oh. Now, I learned that now. I'm going to give that to Go Inspiring. But he helped me articulate that. He just helped me articulate that. No, I'm saying he helped me articulate that because I couldn't articulate it. That time, though, that's where I was at. That's my mind.
I mean, you repeat that one more time. I'm ready to repeat that one more time. So, he said, you got the what?
Develop the mindset.
The mindset.
To have the skill set.
The skill set.
To have the tool set.
The tool set.
To be an asset.
To be an asset.
So don't lie to yourself to be a liability.
Mm-hmm.
Be an asset, and then your ass will be set for life. Now that's mine. Take that.
Oh.
So no, it's definitely challenging, and everything I'm telling y'all, like I'm not a perfect person. I had to learn. I had to go through a lot of things I didn't share. I still don't even talk about. And I go to counseling, but it's because a lot of things that happen in our lives that we attach ourselves to and identify with. And when I got a full understanding, when I started studying history, different um, cultures, how they developed, how they moved, and how we all moved at one time as one. There was that time. There was that peace, and I think Solomon was running it. Solomon, you can call him something else, but where he was able to speak that and be that for the people and know how to negotiate and be the voice of the people. So in that is how do I service? I'm here to provide a service and I got to figure it out what it is. And everything that we go through in life, we can use it. I'm not saying that it's supposed to happen because it's off of will, people's will.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do with it though can help mold us, can bring understanding and build those real relationships with each other. Like, man, like I didn't know. How could I?
No. I haven't known. Because I haven't taken time out to find out. I didn't seek and find that answer. I didn't ask or receive that. Or I didn't even knock on the door at all.
Right. And sometimes you don't have to knock on the door and knock on you. Sometimes you gotta ask. It asks you.
It asks. Come on.
And so that's what it is. It's this thing. And me personally, like I was mad. I was furious at times because you look around, you're like, man, all this, all that, and I'm fighting God. Like I'm really fighting. Like I don't trust you as much as I trust some of these human beings that helped me throughout my life.
That's my point. At first, that's how I thought. Because I didn't. But then I realized it's all you.
But that's it.
It's all you. Hold on. I didn't. I'm sitting up there. You talking about I don't trust you. Hold on. But I'm giving you I'll give you all the tools so that you can trust the people because you trusted me anyway. It's come back to me anyway. I get the glory anyway.
That's the glory. But the glory is in that story of what we do, and I kind of lost track of this, and I actually needed this. And just be real, because and as I was talking to Mr. Jerome's home. Like I'm filling out, and I'm like where I'm at right now. I'm ready to grow past this. And I can tell because it's not bringing the satisfaction that it once brought me. And that's the hardest thing, like you being honest with yourself, because even though you're like, I'm supposed to be here and everybody, it's like, no. This sometimes where you're at is to tell you you're not supposed to be there.
It's preparing you for the place you're supposed to be.
Mr. Jerome said, yeah.
It's preparing you for the place you're supposed to be.
But that's the thing, because everything is your will and on your timing, and you have to really suck it up because that anxiousness, that anxiety of what's going to happen or what's going to come, I don't know if I can do it or nothing. Don't forget. And in that going back, and I'm like, God, like, why you let all this stuff happen? He's like, and for me, this is just personally for me, when you go back and you read the word,
come on with it.
The word is the word, and he says this: if I give you dominion over the earth, then you still have it. I can't take back my word, or you wouldn't trust me. So you have to do it. I put everything in order already. It's right here. So you gotta grab it, because I don't. Come on, because I've given you free will.
Come on, Deacon.
I've given you free will, but that's for you, and you have to share. You have to remind people of who they are. You have to remind them of what they can do, and you're going to have to go through everybody. You're going to have
deeper
because you will not get a full understanding until you do. Until you do, and you need to meet everybody. And man, I'll tell you,
man, it's all right. You got some tissue. You got some tissue.
no, I'll tell you, it's the most beautiful
I'm saying
thing.
it's Steve Harvey Jr.
It's the most beautiful thing. It's the
It
most
is,
beautiful thing, man. And we're hard on ourselves more than anything. We really truly are. It's not even that people really are. We're hard on ourselves because we want to.
Oh, we want to see it.
We really want to.
We know because we know what could have, would have, should have.
Yeah.
You know, and we're in a position now to kind of put some preventative measures in place to help. You know, and like I said, I started the workout plan, right? Thinking I was gonna get my peers to come through. Yeah, we got to know, but it wasn't for them because some of my peers are stuck in their ways. Some of my peers already had already set got their things going on, but now, wait a minute, coach, these youth mentally, physically, and spiritually need to be developed. So when I came up with my plan for the third quarter, I thought, the first person I thought about was Dion. How can I go, I'm not a teacher in the certified way. I'm a teacher throughout, but how can I now reach the young people to develop? How can I utilize the resources within the center to teach those young people? See, the same thing you're talking about right now, and that's why I'm sitting here like, wow, this is we just went deeper.
Certified?
No.
You think I have? No. I want everybody to know this right now. I do not have a degree. I do not have anything but life certification. And what I say by that is because people will challenge me and they're like, well, you didn't go to university. I was like, who started the universities? Who gave them their degree? Or did they have something that was initiate in them and they built a community around it and then they began to teach? Or should I say educate?
Educate, appreciate, and empower. I can't make this up.
No, there. I was at the university. They kicked me out.
Some people who sit with high degrees, right? They you got some good moves and some shakes about you. But just because somebody doesn't have a degree, don't mean they don't have as much will or much ambition. They might even have more polish than you do.
Well, that's just it. You can go to the library. You can go to people. People will add more to you than a library. Hey, the real books. I'll say it like this, bro. So you know how we watch movies and there's always this huge library, right? And then you see all these books on the table. Well, if you look at it, they go for books for reference from their understanding of because it takes a man to understand a book, not a book to understand a man. So even in the spirit that was given to you, you put that into existence by God's gift given to you. Oh. So when it's God's word, but it's illustrated through you, the Emmanuel or manual spirit was given to you to go through whatever you had to do to even formulate and put that together.
We'll be back after this commercial, but no. Come on with it.
So somebody had to go through something in their life. And as you can see, even when I say this, I'm just using the biblical because it's here. It's this is what we know more. Come on now. So let's not take away from any other religion because I love them too.
Be spiritual.
But when we coming through, you have to look at the trials and tribulations that these people, even Jesus, we be like, Jesus, we get the instant gratification of Jesus. Mm-hmm. But to walk that man's life, to understand what it's like to be, first of all, and I'm going to just say it, a bastard, because they're like, hey, that ain't your
father. That ain't your daddy.
That ain't your daddy. To be grafted to another branch and be adopted, he spoke in that language. Pay attention. If my father adopted me, So the Father above must adopted me too.
Come on.
Because then during that time in Judaism, who was known as? So when we get an understanding of these things and like, no, I am who God said I am. You can't take that back. That's his word, not mine. He said, I've got the knowledge of good and evil. Now I've obtained the knowledge of the gods. Not that I was. Now I know what the gods know.
Come on.
But coming off that is to say, no, I don't forget my home. I don't forget where I come from. Because where I come from is more than just this. And so everything that we work towards and everything that we built, everything you go through your life is meant for you and for only you. Because only you. There ain't nobody here. And the great thing about that is your bloodline has such a rich legacy of these people waiting for your greatness to shine through, to tap in, like really tap in, like really become your best because they couldn't become that. And even myself is like, man, you know what? My son, my daughters have to be better than what I am. They have to overcome because I made my mistakes and I made this, but I know that through myself that they're going to. My hands, like David to Solomon.
Come on.
And on and on and on. And then there were some weak spots in it.
Come on.
It was like,
come on.
But then came one. And nobody expected. Nobody. And the same one was for all. Now, to understand that, to be where you have to be like, yo, like, I know truly who you are, bro. Like, beyond this, beyond whatever circumstances, they call you a drug dealer, I'll call you a salesman.
Come on.
Nobody just didn't give you the opportunity.
Come on.
When you in the system, and I had to go to jail for 3 days, but God, I did 3 days. Oh, 3 days. But to get the experience to see what was going on and being able to minister to others and others minister to me and us building a community and seeing each other go out. And, I was mad at the time because I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But God made me understand it inside out. And I treat, even though, and I'm going to tell you the truth, I was being mistreated. Like in there, like they already took me as a criminal, not knowing the whole story or nothing like that. Nobody knew. And I didn't say nothing because I don't want things to fall back. I didn't transpire. But it did happen. But what I got to learn in that system, treating the people was telling me like, you ain't going to get that from them. But me treating the guards the way I want to be treated, even though they was mistreating me, and I just took the mistreatment and turned it into a joke. They laugh. Is that there's good in them. They just burnt out, and you got to realize that if you're doing the same thing every day, you're going through the same situations.
Wait a minute.
Like you be in your house with your wife or your husband going through the same, or just even your boyfriend, even your mom and your daddy, whoever, and you're going through that every day to show up to the same thing every day.
But hold on.
Wouldn't that weigh on you a little bit?
A little bit.
But go ahead, brother.
The same thing. The prison guards, they doing time just like you doing time.
Oh, yeah. They stuck.
They stuck. But I know they get to go home. But they come in there and put that same outfit on, see the same people, go over the same rules, write the same notes. They doing time too. By the time they get home, they stressed out. They got a bush beard. All they want to do is come home and watch the game. They don't want to put no effort into nothing else. But Deacon,
no, that's it. So to give back to your community, the idea we came up with in Fremont, which I got from Clayton Moore out of Fostoria, and I just sat down with Clayton. He said, he was the one that really incited me. Just having that one-on-one conversation with an officer, and he's like, nobody throws us a barbecue. We got to show up to the same situation. They can't get the therapy that they always at work, or they got to deal with their family. It's hard to find time in between that. So for me, taking that idea of what he said and expressing it to the mayor in Fremont, Danny Sanchez, and the other couple people on the board, and they doing it. Like, they carried it out and they did it, throwing a barbecue for the cops. Of course, everybody didn't come because they was in the uniforms. You know what I'm saying? You can't be in the uniform.
We like black and white, but not the black, white, blues.
Right. But just to see it happen, just to see it come to life, to see that it can work, That was one of the biggest things, though. I was like, don't let them come in those suits. Ain't the people that you're trying to reach, they're not going to be reached because
you're not on levels.
Right. And here they still have that. It's there. Like once you experience something, you can't control it as much as you want to. And I know because I've tried. I'm like this. Like man, every time I see a police officer, it's like I'm guilty. I feel guilty automatically. Like, why do I feel that way?
No, because I felt the same thing. I was leaving through one night. I had two people in the car. Now, automatically, I could put, you see them lights. It's automatic. I don't know what it is. It's just oh shoot, you gotta straighten up.
It's the ancestors.
It's right. So you're nervous automatically.
Yes.
So I'm sitting here. I know I ain't drinking. I ain't had no drink. I'm good. But when you walk up on me, I'm a little stammered. Baby, hold on, step out the car. You want to find out my okay? Well, look, but I'm blowing you. I'm gonna do everything you asked me to do. But I'm nervous because first of all, last time I seen Mike Brown got killed by the cops.
Right.
All these people, Sandra Blade, all these people are now coming up dead after these. So now I'm automatically. Right. So I'm giving you. First of all, I want to do like these commercials and here
it is.
Yeah, roll down. I want to roll down my window, but I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through that.
Exactly.
I want to make sure the situation is. I ain't doing that if I'm taking care of my business. I ain't worried about it.
But that's it. That's it. So it's just like follow simple protocol. Well, I'm about to be late to work. Whatever it is, express that later. Like be compensated for it. It's okay. They'll compensate you. I'm pretty sure they will. And if not, then get a good lawyer.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But yeah, because you got things you got to do, and what we see on TV, though, what's televised and things like that, of course, it's going to build up a fear. Of course, it's going to build up this. And then you got everybody that is willing to express their opinion on the internet, which they're allowed to. And, it's like, well, you can have it this way. And, we kind of play with it. But I just say, hey, the best thing to do is just follow it. Like, and like you said, like, you get out of this situation quicker. I'm not even trying to argue. It is nothing. And, you're going to get that feeling, though. But that's the other approach is because, again, it comes back to the community. I don't know this officer. I didn't grow up with him in my school. Like, remember, not everything's supposed to. No, usually people go back to where they came from and they want to provide for that community. Yeah. And usually if they go out, it's to learn something to bring back to the community. Hey, I saw them developing this over there. Is it possible here?
Right.
Let's make a trade. Let's do something. Like, we're gonna get an ambassador or somebody that can come. And this is what you see, the movement, like, and I get that from Jesus. I'm like, dang, he picking up all these people.
Come on.
From different types of backgrounds. Hey, he got a doctor to talk to the doctors. He got a money man to talk to the money man.
Come on.
He got the ability to pull people together.
And to know exactly
the
levels. Because I don't know. I may not listen. At this point, right now, you have a streamline to teachers or educators. I may not have.
Yes.
So how can we work together?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So that you can talk to the educator. I'm just following an example, brother.
No, exactly.
I'm just following my brother's example. That's all I can do.
No, I appreciate you. And, I was at this when I was in Fremont. I had that around me. And I messed it up. Because I got really scared about messing it up. And I'm very hard on myself. Like, perfectionist. And, at that time, people thought I had hidden agendas and motives. And I was like, no, I'm just trying to make sure that we're safe and we're covered because it's like, I got the calling. So you can see how Jesus was like, I got it. But they like,
that's how I'm you that right at this moment. People look at you talking about, you ain't from around here. We got to keep an extra eye on you because, when you're genuine, you're authentic. I don't have no agenda. I come in here. This is what it is. I'm not perfect, but this is what I'm good at. Right. This is what I can say. Probably without your permission, I already assessed their situation so that I can see where I can be a help at.
Right. So maybe you do have an agenda. Maybe you do have a strategy, but sometimes
it's a spiritual.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you be like that because you be like, my agenda, because that's what I said. I don't have an agenda. But it's like, you got to. Because that's their language. They're like, we got an agenda.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? That's all he's going to do. No, it is. But that's the language.
The assignment. My assignment. Come on.
Exactly.
My assignment got to fit within the agenda.
Right. So what I couldn't see, and I could see it, but then now trying to go back and trying to express like that was never my intention. Like I came off some type of way, and you probably saw me going some type of way. But then that's how I got to understand Jesus even more. And even attach, like, okay, now I can really experience what this dude is going through because you're given an assignment and everybody around you may not understand it. Call him the devil. They call him everything.
They call him everything but who he was supposed to be. Who he was called to be.
Oh my goodness. Let's go. Yeah, they called him everything.
So
we do that.
But the thing, the thing that made me so proud of him is that he said, I know who I am.
Yeah.
But I know my assignment is sometimes I got to go and weep. I got to go in isolation. Mary, leave me alone for a little bit. I got to go get myself. Hold on, I need to go talk to. Oh no, excuse me.
That's why you up at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Come on,
dance this morning.
Come on with it. You best believe it. Come on, because sometimes you have to wake you up and say, son, this is what I need you to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was on. I was doing the same thing you was doing. 3 a.m. I was praying. I was moving around. My children's mother didn't understand. And, certain things. And that was the hardest part. Because as much as I wanted to share, as much as I wanted to give it. And it's like, dang, just trust me. And, I lost that trust with her because things that I've done and, not having faith in myself or not feeling that I was good enough. I was inadequate. I see people around me that got a head start in life where I didn't get that. Like I didn't have my father in my life to teach me financial literacy, to teach me how to be a man, to teach me. And the men that were around me were from the same tree, same branch. And so when I was younger and I tried to express what I was being taught in religion, like be a good person, I was always ridiculed. Like, look at you, you're good, you telling, you snitching. I'm like, but I don't want to get in trouble again, getting whooped because y'all don't know how to act. And so then you follow in. But also bullying people came easy because this was my community. People know, and I didn't want to be ostracized. I didn't want to be outcasted from the people that only knew me. And so to be different.
But then end up at the end being that anyway. Because you didn't fit in with the people you were supposed to lead.
Right. And I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to be fit for them.
Fit them. Oh, fit. You were supposed to fit. Oh.
Because
you were supposed to stand out to stand in.
Exactly. To be as my friend Come on. To be outstanding.
Come on.
And so understanding that, yes, to fit to this assignment. And that I can't take everybody on assignment because that's the other thing is that sometimes people are like, how you do it? You can't do it.
You must have watched my sermon last night.
Hey, man, you know what? God put it together.
Come on, because
I didn't watch nothing last night, but my eyelids, I was tired. No, I watched my eyelids during the day. I was supposed to do a little training. I didn't even get it finished because I fell asleep.
But that's what it is. Like we get to a point where we know our assignment. We try to pull people what is this going that we know got potential, but they ain't supposed to be there. They only reason for seasons. Sometimes you got to put you in place. Hold on, I just seen this today.
Go ahead now, speak it.
Why you at this moment, on this day, the stuff that you're talking about, you sitting in a place where this is your first time here, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My first time, and I'm right up the street. And I've been living here since 2023.
Come on.
And I thought about coming down here a couple times. I ain't gonna lie.
What it had to? Because I'm seeing the tears well up in your eyes sometimes as we speaking, right?
Yeah,
what has this now? Your assignment.
Yes.
How does this fit into your assignment? Oh,
no, it's to bring that. I want to bring self-actualization. I want to bring a truth that allows you to live in your truth, where you don't have to have resentment, anger, guilt, and shame. Rags.
Come on.
Oh. Say it again. Resentment.
Oh.
R. Anger. A. Guilt. G. And S.
What rags did you serve in?
But that's it. You gotta wash the rags. No.
You gotta wash the
and I've been very blessed. I've been very blessed. He's like the rags. No, the rags. And how do you take those rags really and create something beautiful out of it? Because one man's trash is another man's treasure. So treasure that which is in your heart. And let that embody everything. Let that embody everything. And I knew, and today is my grandpa's birthday. Oh,
look at that. Look at that. Come on with it. Come on, look at that.
And I'm in serious. No, he said this though. I swear. And I was taking care of him when he had cancer. And I remember he had went up and he was trying to discipline one of my cousins who had a child because of the way they were belittling him. And this man's tough. Anybody that knows Butch Crow, like, and usually they do around the Fostoria area, Fremont, like, that man's solid. Everybody respects him. Even the people that didn't like him respected him because he was always solid. He was who he was and he expressed that. And I remember it was at my Aunt Liz's and I took him over there and he was like, son, and he was crying like, and I'm looking at this man, he's fragile in his life, always strong, always. He was like the Shaft. He was real turkey. And his favorite word, I'm going to say this, but don't, because the people out there that know, he would say, nigga, please. If you was coming with a lie or anything, baby, right. That is his, that right there. So,
yeah.
But he said, speak for the children because they can't speak for themselves. And it's kind of crazy because I go back and I'm like, man, I never really got to speak for myself because the people that I loved, I didn't want to hurt. And even when I was upset, angry, in my feels about it, I still loved them. And to express that kind of love where you always want your family in life, and you're like waiting, like, when's my time? You see everybody going ahead of you, and you're like, man, and like, it's like, God, like, if I cared so much, I feel like I don't want to care no more. Because it's like to follow that and like really truly feel it and love people. Like, I don't, you could be my worst enemy, and at the end of the day, if I see something bad happen, I know that ain't supposed to happen. Oh, I know. So I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, and understanding what it means, like, no enemy, to love your enemy is to truly understand and to really put yourself in a position to be like, you know what, I don't understand. And I want to understand because there's something in me that I can't even explain. Like, I can't even explain that just wants to know. And I don't want to be the type of person that I am that's, you know, belittling people or talking about people. I'm the type of person that's like, where we going next? What is the growth? What are we about to develop?
You hear, brother?
Right. And so, like, me is like, right now, like I said, I feel like I'm taking away from myself where I'm at because I know who I am and I know what I love to do and what it can bring to people. And I kind of lost that. And it happened when, again, I go back, I know I digress, when basically my family, so my kids and then their mother, because at that point in time, I was working towards it, and I had an opportunity in her community to start a small community place for the youth. So like you was talking about, because out there was needed. I would see these kids, they would go, they'd be hanging outside. They have a good time though. They walk to the store, get their little snacks, walk back. But in the winter time, they'd be standing out there. And you gotta think, in the country, they live like 6 miles away from you and stuff. So I was like, man, just have a little chill hangout spot, you know, something for the community.
So now, that's there.
Yeah.
What about now?
Man, that's still that's the life. I was introduced to Canyon State Academy down in Arizona. I took a journey, man. I went to a shaman.
Come on.
And it led me to leave this place. And I'm not going to lie, man. I blew all the money I had left. Put me in debt. I'm going to be real. But what I experienced and what I came back with and what God gave me was more than just any riches can buy. I went down there, ended up at Canyon State Academy. And this was a place where they gathered kids from all over that were just going through troubles and having a hard time. And so they basically took them in and they built a small community around them. And I had, thanks to my friend Stefan McBeth, who's one of my childhood friends, best friends that I grew up with from Fostoria, and Jerron Stan, also from Fostoria. Everybody from Fostoria went to Arizona. But I was introduced to this place. And it was kids like me or my cousins that grew up in that. And I got it. Like, I could talk to them easily. You know, one of them tested me. He's like, I'll run this. I'm like, you right, you run this. I'm from a different place. I don't know. So I fall in line.
Right.
But if you fall out of line, best believe my freedom in the way that is more than yours. I can give them what you can't because you're in here with them. But I have a different. And when I started talking to children, they started asking me questions. It's like, you here for the money? I'm like, no,
it ain't about the money.
it's not. It's not. Never about, it's, like, it's never about nothing. My mom used to whip my tail for giving out food to people that I knew needed it. And I'm like,
come on. That's just like service mentality in us. You know, that's the guy shining through. That's what. So my thing here is the opportunity just open the door for you.
Come back. When I say this, prior to going down there, I went to the Tiffin Museum, and I remember walking up there, and they had basically an orphanage, and the orphanage provided all these trades, different things like that for these children that would help them progress. Now you got to think, it's different from the schools because these kids can go back to something, and most of them have the instant gratification of things. So really for them, it's like just the difficulty of home, difficulty of that. But when you don't have nothing to go back to, and you're in this, you're more determined. You have more something to prove. So for me, looking at them as those orphans and be like, yo, hey, we're going to prove something. Because, you know, you're like, this kid's spoiled. He's just spoiled. Like, he get all the attention like this. Like, that's only his problem. That's something that his parents need to kind of deal with and kind of explain and like, hey, I don't need you to like it. I just need you to understand type stuff. And so I had to do that moment with one of my kids. Like, she's like, you don't love me. And I was like, why do you think that? And she was like, because for her, and I wanted to hear her, her mammy went off. Like, the moms be like, but they be knowing. The mom's like, you know what? You know what? You know what I've done for you? And I understand. But for me, mom was coming from a feeling point because she already know what she do. Mine was coming from it because I want to see what you feel. So mine is, tell me, baby, what's that about? She's like, I don't feel like you love me because you don't give me all these things. I'm like, okay.
But things don't matter.
Here's you got to express it. And you got to explain it. I say, everybody, explain this to your kids. I'm supposed to provide you with shelter, food, clothing, and safety. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say what type of clothes. It doesn't say what type of food. It doesn't say what type of house.
You better coach. You better talk.
Safety, yes. But when I say this, and I'm like, anything after that, that's generosity. See, you get the instant gratification of your mother's work and my work, more your mother's because I wasn't living with her at the time. But see this internet? Show me in the law where it says you have to have internet. Come on. Show me where just because somebody has something else more than you, it don't mean you can't have it, but you got to work towards something too. And I'm like, it's just part of my fault. Like, I know that. Like, and it's hard because you're like, man, I grew up like that. I know what it's like. Mm-hmm. I know, baby, what it's like. And so, to get that understanding and be like, hey, and my kids, for the most part, have that understanding. And they're doing great things. Like, they blow my mind. Like, what they're doing, what they come up with, very creative, very leader like, because they got that same, I want to be able to hear everybody, I want to be able to take everybody's opinion, I want to be able to lead you to the right place, I care about you more than. And so seeing it and seeing them now and like, dang, like them my little kids, the babies, like look at them, like look at them,
the mini me,
and yeah, and still trying to find their ways. And where I had to get out of that mentality and mindset, like maybe you need to do this and that. No, just how you feeling, where you at,
it was
why
a
you
long
feeling.
man.
Yeah,
It was a long.
my daughter, I mean, my oldest, and the things that fell upon my daughter, like kind of the same things that fell upon me because I removed myself from the house, and I understand like she had to help raise them, and so she actually was teaching them, and so to be able to give her credit, which you get credit, because I thought about this the other day, and I was like, man, like she's the one that helped develop them because she was there showing them how to dress, she was helping, but all her little imagination was poured into them, and it's just filling up those cups to the other ones. So all that, and I see the repeat again, like because there's a gap between those three, between the last three. You know what I'm saying? So this repeat of this gap and seeing it, and for me, like I'm like, this is dope. Like this is awesome. Like because it's like things can't change. So for my daughters that have hope and have faith in her, like, hey baby, you're gonna get to where you need to get to. You're showing it, and I'm sorry, like I couldn't see it because whatever I had going on blinded me to it, and I can only give you like pieces. But now I see fully those pieces coming together.
No small.
And she's so wise beyond. Like sometimes I be talking to them. I be talking to my kids, like and they don't know nothing. But they like the story. They little rebuttals, and it's not even rebuttals. Like I'm trying to tell her, it's real subtle. It's real subtle and things, and it's like, yeah, okay. Like we all.
Did she just check on the low?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, type stuff. But no, it's beautiful, and the privilege I get to not just instill in my children, but ultimately to instill in other people's children that don't have that. It's not their life, man. Life right now is so crazy, and I know, you know, and all y'all know, it's fast. It's fast, and it's like, when do I slow down?
How do I slow down? How do I manage my time a little better? I can't stop time. I tried to stop time. How do I manage that time just a little bit better?
Well, it's how do I become aware of my time?
Ooh.
Because people manage their time. But it don't mean you manage it well. It's just like communication is key. No, because there be communication that's bad communication. I need clarity.
Ooh.
I need to truly, fully understand what you truly mean. And between us and them, that's what I'm saying. There's a language barrier, which I got to understand once I start working in the school system. Mm-hmm. Because my lingo to tango, as we saw earlier, semiotics and stuff, is different for them and how they take it versus because they don't understand that I'm playing. When I'm playing with my own, I can't play with you like that because you done took it home to your mom. It's like this Mr. Jones said he gonna knock the eagle off my shirt.
I want to come up there and charge it. The whole lynch mob.
And I'm over here
I was just joking with her, baby. I was telling the joke.
Right. I'll smack the eagle off your shirt. Like jokingly, like, you know, and some of the kids, the ghetto kids, you know, they're like, yeah, we get it the hood. Yeah. You know? And this, you know, because it's mixed, like, you know, it's diversity. It's the rich with the poor now. And, you know, they get it. He don't. So that was a teaching moment, too, for me, though. And at first, you know, I want to feel something. I'm like, I'll just, but then, you know, the principal said, I know you. I know you didn't mean any harm because we built a relationship. So he was able to express that. He was my covering.
Okay.
Mr. Jones. Boom. So in those relationships, people become your covering. And I had so many coverings. Even my children's mother, like she's covered me for many things. Mm. And
that's where that child support.
Oh, the child support coming. It's coming. But it's coming. Hey, she willing to negotiate.
Okay. At least she willing to talk.
But you know, she didn't know everything that I went through in my life. You know, And she got a gist of it, she's seeing, but that's from hurt people, broken people. And so really working with that, and I'm looking at it, and I go from a history perspective. I'm listening to people, mentors, I'm listening to CEOs, I'm listening to everybody because I want to get that understanding.
That's what it's about. The understanding. We got witness. See, this is what I usually break down. We have knowledge. We have our knowledge, we get the information. We have to display wisdom. Because people think wisdom is an act. It's just the application of the knowledge you just got. The understanding is now knowing that I'd have made a mistake applying the wisdom. But do I truly understand the power of this wisdom once I've really, truly applied that knowledge? Because I might make a mistake. It's like touching fire. That first you get the knowledge, it's hot. It's hot. Mama say, don't touch the fire. But now you gotta go touch. Now when you touch that fire, okay. Now the wisdom tell me. I know now. It's telling me it's gonna burn my hand. The understanding is now how is that fire used?
That's beautiful.
How is that fire used? Now I know how to cook with that fire. Now I know how to go ahead and light a candle with that fire. Now I know how to let me set the temperature to open up on my food to make sure. Now I know how to use that. Now I have that understanding of how to apply that wisdom that knowledge I learned.
No, definitely. And I think that's the challenge. It's like we got knowledge of good and evil. Where do we apply the middle, which is wisdom?
Come on.
We understand both. How do we bring them together?
But we got to have an understanding.
And pray for it.
Come on.
Give and let it go. Give and let it go.
Let it go. So my question here is what we're trying to do here at the library. Some of the things that you talked about. Do you think some of the things that you have in mind for the youth could be utilized?
What I have can be utilized anywhere. That's the beauty of it because I've taken it everywhere, and
it's just a part of you.
It's just who I am. And so, no, I definitely, it's just branching out. And the most important thing is you understanding yourself first instead of as above, so below. Self-actualization, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So you have Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It goes from 1, 2, 3, all the way up to self-actualization. Well, as above, so below. Self-actualization starts from the bottom to have a self-actualization at the top. So it goes back to what you said. So I have to start with myself to build that up, to reach a knowledge of understanding, and then bring it in.
Come on.
With wisdom.
Come on.
So where you see, again, where Jesus would be like, all right, I know who I am. I'm self-actualized. I know I'm creator. I know that I can connect. I know that I can contribute. I know I can build communication and community because I was taught very well.
But my brother, I need your help. I need your help.
You don't need my help. You need my assistance. You need my service.
Yes, your service is needed, my brother. And I'm talking about, like I said, God does not make any mistakes. We have a lot in common. But now sitting here with you today, I understand you more. I understand the need for you. I understand the assignment much better. So I'm gonna challenge you. I'm tired. The challenge is your assignment. I'm gonna open the door to help you with your assignment.
My assignment is not a challenge.
Come on, that's
the thing. It's not a challenge.
You
if I know
say that. You better say that. But now we have the space.
Yeah.
I sent you over the plan. That's pretty much what I'm looking to do. I want to see this, sit down and let's see how we can work together on that.
Yes, definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Youth Development and Advancement is coming to you. Third quarter, baby. It starts tomorrow. Third quarter. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Because these are the things that I look at, and these are people that prayed for us, that hope for us, man. That now we have a space where it's a melting pot of you that can be developed to be because they're gonna be those are the new mayors. Those are the new council people. Those are the people that's gonna be taking care of us.
Yes.
And hold on, those are the elders that we're taking care of now.
Of course.
All I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, the best is yet to come. You know, His will, and it is not my will, but His will be done. All I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my brother Albri, Dion Jones, for coming on to the show today. I'm telling you, this is definitely a new day, a new life, a new legacy. Thank you for joining us here at the New Legacy Podcast Show. I'll see you next week. Once again, please, if you're looking for memberships to the Black Heritage Library and Multicultural Center, membership has its benefits. Please call the number 419-425-4954 to go ahead and get your membership. Once again, be the best you can be. Let your light shine. My
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me,
man.
Thank you for having me.
Man, we're gonna be, man. I'm like you're like a big brother now.
Yeah, you big bro. Oh, snap. Man.